No one knows exactly where it came from, although there's a theory someone bought it at a market in China and then spread it around the world. To be honest, it's a scandal it was even on sale in the first place. My mate Paul says the virus is spread by a new 5G phone signal, but the mainstream media is trying to cover that up just because it isn't true. Phone companies say 5G is safe, but they can't know because 5G is totally unlike anything we've seen before, apart from 4G and 3G and 2G and 1G, which I think was called WAP, probably to put us off the scent. Anyway, Paul sent me this really interesting video where David Icke managed to get the message out.
If they start firing out 5G at 60 gigahertz, they're going to have a lot of people who are going to keel over because they can't absorb oxygen.
I thought he was talking out of his arse, but then Paul explained how the phone companies use a Jewish computer to replace everything David Icke says with absolute bullshit in a bid to discredit him. As soon as he said that, the way David Icke doesn't make sense suddenly made sense. It's like seeing through the Matrix, which also runs on 5G. People started setting fire to 5G phone masts to stop the spread and also to stop people being able to ring the hospital, which is important in a pandemic. Some people said we should do what other people in Europe were doing, but we couldn't see what they were doing because they were all indoors. And since our passports went blue, we don't have to do what they say anyway, no matter how sensible it looks. The official line was that stopping mass gatherings now wouldn't make as much difference as it would later, when there'd be more people spreading the virus they'd caught at the first load of mass gatherings.
Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others and to stop all unnecessary travel.
But they still didn't shut things down. Instead, they advised people to avoid things like pubs, rather than ordering the pubs to actually shut. It sounds mental at first, but what it meant was pubs could remain open, endangering customers and staff, but that while that was happening, they were also watching their business dwindle away to nothing. Actually, it is still mental, isn't it? Some people said the government was secretly going for a policy of herd immunity, which is what happens when the majority of the population has already had something and won't ever get it again, so it totally dies out. Like what happened with fidget spinners. The press people also kept saying the NHS staff weren't being given enough tests, which is mad. Surely the situation's stressful enough without making them sit exams. Anyway, Matt Hancock was under loads of pressure, so he promised there'd be 100,000 tests a day by the end of April.
I am now setting the goal of 100,000 tests per day by the end of this month.
And then afterwards he realised people had heard him say that. People complained that the government's advice was getting more confusing by the day, which was clever in itself because confused people tend to stand still going, instead of moving around spreading germs, and if they cough, their hands are already over their mouths.